Islam isn't complicated. Believe in Allah, trust His messenger, and become a jihadist.
Bukhari. Allah's apostle was asked, "What is the best deed?" He replied, "To believe in Allah and His apostle Muhammad." The questioner then asked, "What is the next best deed in goodness?" He replied, "To participate in jihad, religious fighting in Allah's cause."
Islam's condemnation of peace marched on.
Quran 9:93. The complaint is against those who claim exemption
from fighting.
While they are rich, they prefer to stay with the women who remain behind at home. Allah has sealed their hearts. They are content to be useless. Say, "Present no excuses. We shall not believe you." It is your actions that Allah and His messenger will observe. They will swear to you by Allah when you return, hoping that you might leave them alone. So turn away from them. They are unclean, an abomination, and hell is their dwelling place, a fitting recompense for them.
Allah hates peaceful Muslims. They are
unclean,
and
an abomination,
and
hell dwellers.
While Allah hates Arabs and peaceful Muslims, we must love them enough to free them from this perverse doctrine.
Quran 9:97. The Arabs of the desert are the worst in unbelief and hypocrisy, and most fitted to be in ignorance of the command which Allah hath sent down to His messenger. Some of the Bedouins look upon their payments for Allah's cause as a fine, and wish disasters to fall on you so that they might not have to pay. Yet on them be the disaster of evil.
The evil disaster that fell upon the Arabs was Islam. The free, productive, and peace-loving Bedouins of Arabia were forced into submission. They were taxed, and then they were coerced into fighting.
Quran 9:101. Among the desert Arabs are hypocrites. They, like the peoples of Medina, are obstinate in hypocrisy. We know them. Twice we shall punish them, and in addition they shall be brought back to a horrible torment.
While I love Arabs, as does Yahweh, Allah hates them so much, He will punish them twice, and then torment them. Continuing to berate those who do not perform, pay, obey, and fight, Allah contradicts Himself and tells Muhammad to take their money anyway.
Quran 9:103. Take alms out of their property in order to cleanse and purify them, and invoke Allah for them. Surely this is a relief for them.
Religion is a wonderful thing if you are a cleric or king. Stealing is good. It cleanses and purifies your victims. If you're a Muslim, you'd better die fighting because...
Quran 9, verse 106. There are yet others held in suspense for the command of Allah, whether He will punish them or turn in mercy to them.
Even the builders of mosques are going to go to hell.
Verse 107. And there are those who put up a mosque by way of mischief, to disunite the believers in preparation for an ambush of him who made war against Allah and His messenger. They will swear that their intention is good, but Allah declares that they are liars.
Their mosque
crumbles to pieces with them in the fire of hell.
According to the Koran, Allah has purchased the believers, that means bribed them with booty, and all good Muslims are killers.
Quran 9, verse 111. Allah has purchased the believers, their lives and their goods. For them in return is the garden of paradise. They fight in Allah's cause and slay others and are slain. They kill and are killed. It is a promise binding on him in the Torah, or Torah, and the Injil, Gospel, and the Koran. And who is more faithful to His covenant than Allah? Then rejoice in the bargain which you have concluded. It is the achievement supreme.
Yes, there are doctrines corrupt enough to deceive and damn all humankind. Such dogmas say, the Garden of Bliss, also known as Allah's whorehouse, awaits those who
fight in Allah's cause, slay others and are slain, kill and are killed.
As we wind our way to the bitter end of the Quran's 113th recital, we find Team Islam spiteful to the last. Muhammad cries in the name of his God.
Quran 9, verse 113, it is not fitting for the prophet and those who believe that they should pray for forgiveness for disbelievers, even though they be close relatives, after it is clear to them that they are the inmates of the flaming hell fire.
Don't pray to save your family. Allah wants you to kill them so He can roast them in hell. Looking for a way to justify his lack of compassion, or at least make it seem holy, Muhammad conjured up a lie about Abraham.
Quran 9, verse 114, Abraham prayed for his father's forgiveness only because of a promise he had made to him. But when it became clear to him that he was an enemy to Allah, he disassociated himself from him.
The prophet proclaimed on behalf of his false god in the 120th verse of the 9th surah,
it is not fitting for the people of Medina and the Bedouin Arabs to refuse to follow Allah's messenger, Muhammad, when fighting in Allah's cause, nor to prefer their own lives to his life. They suffer neither thirst nor fatigue in Allah's cause, nor do they go without reward. They do not take steps to raise the anger of disbelievers, nor inflict any injury upon an enemy without it being written to their credit as a deed of righteousness.
For those who may have been skeptics as to whether Muhammad created Islam to serve his personal agenda, this verse is reasonably convincing. Muslims must prefer Muhammad's life to their own. And for any who have mistakenly believed righteous deeds were good, you now know that Muslims are given credit for inciting anger and for inflicting injury. Continuing to reinforce the sad reality that Islam was Muhammad's quest for power and money, the Quran says in the 121st verse of the 9th surah,
nor do they spend anything in Allah's cause, small or great, but the deed is inscribed to their credit, that Allah may repay their deed with the best.
The prophet gets his in this life. His stooges get theirs in the next. How convenient. Allah ordered Muslims to evangelize with the sword. Evidently his words weren't compelling.
Quran 9, verse 122, it is not proper for the believers to all go forth together to fight, jihad. A troop from every expedition should remain behind when others go to war. They should give instructions on the law and religion, and warn the folk when they return, so that they may beware.
This, of course, gave the prophet a convenient excuse for staying home and playing house 2 out of every 3 raids. The God of Islam commanded Muslims to fight one last time in the 9th surah, one that should be renamed Legacy of Terror.
Quran 9, verse 123. Believers, fight the unbelievers around you, and let them find harshness in you, and know that Allah is with those who fear Him.
Shame on those in politics and in the media who say that Islam is a peaceful religion. By doing so, they aid and abet an enemy that grows more numerous, more committed, and more callous every day. They are accomplices to murder.